Have you ever wondered how a hanging garden, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, could exist in the arid region of ancient Babylon? It's a question that has perplexed historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts for centuries. We're talking about the legendary Hanging Gardens of Babylon, a marvel that's supposedly draped in lush greenery amidst a desert backdrop. But did it even exist? Or is it just a myth, a tale spun by ancient storytellers? The mystery deepens when we realize there's no definitive archaeological proof of its existence. So where was it located? And given the arid conditions of ancient Babylon, how did they engineer a garden to hang, let alone thrive? These questions have sparked countless theories, debates, and expeditions. Yet the Hanging Gardens of Babylon remains an enigma, a puzzle yet to be solved. With no concrete archaeological evidence, it's like this magnificent structure was a figment of imagination. So where does the tale of the Hanging Gardens begin? Well, our journey takes us back in time, deep into the annals of ancient history. The earliest accounts of the Hanging Gardens come from Greek historians, with the likes of Strabo and Diodorus Siculus penning descriptions of this wonder. They painted vivid pictures of terraced gardens, filled with a bewildering variety of plants, and described a structure so grand and so beautiful, it was like something out of a dream. But why were the Hanging Gardens of Babylon built? The story that has been passed down through the ages is as romantic as it is tragic. King Nebuchadnezzar II, it said, constructed the gardens for his wife, Amytis. She was a Median princess, far from her green, mountainous homeland, and she pined for the lush landscape she had left behind. In an effort to soothe her homesickness, Nebuchadnezzar built her an artificial mountain filled with exotic plants and trees. It's a tale that tugs at our heartstrings, isn't it? A king's love for his queen, so profound that he'd recreate her homeland in the heart of his own kingdom. But here's the catch. Despite the vivid descriptions and romantic tales, there's no concrete archaeological evidence to prove the existence of the Hanging Gardens. But if it truly existed, why haven't we unearthed any remnants of such a grand structure? What if I told you that maybe we've been searching in the wrong place all along? Let's delve into the hypothesis that some historians and archaeologists are beginning to entertain. What if the Hanging Gardens of Babylon weren't in Babylon at all, but in another ancient city called Nineveh? Nineveh was the flourishing capital of the Assyrian Empire, a place of grandeur and magnificence situated in what is now northern Iraq. Some researchers theorize that the Hanging Gardens might have been located here instead of in Babylon. Now this might seem like a far-fetched idea, but there's more to it than you might think. Let's consider the evidence. Archaeological excavations in Nineveh have uncovered bas-reliefs and inscriptions hinting at an intricate system of aqueducts and canals designed to irrigate a vast garden. These findings match the descriptions of the Hanging Gardens given by ancient historians. Furthermore, there is an absence of similar evidence in Babylon, despite extensive archaeological work. Additionally, there's the curious case of the Assyrian king Sennacherib. His reign was marked by massive construction projects, including what he described as a wonder for all peoples, a garden that required an impressive feat of engineering to irrigate. It's also worth noting that the ancient Greek historian Diodorus Siculus, one of our main sources of information about the Hanging Gardens, never actually mentions Babylon. He describes the gardens as being located near the Euphrates River, which could just as easily refer to Nineveh as to Babylon. However, it's critical to mention that this theory is not universally accepted. Some scholars argue that the evidence is circumstantial and not conclusive, but it does provide a tantalizing alternative to the traditional narrative. So we're left with a fascinating archaeological conundrum. Could it be that centuries of historians, archaeologists, and mystery lovers have been barking up the wrong tree, so to speak? Could it be that the Hanging Gardens were actually the Hanging Gardens of Nineveh, not Babylon? But the most captivating mystery of all, how did they water the gardens in such a dry region? Let's dive into the engineering enigma that's puzzled historians and engineers for centuries. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon were a lush oasis in the middle of a desert, a marvel that defies the arid climate of the ancient city. So how did they manage to keep the gardens flourishing? The answer lies in an ancient technique that's as ingenious as it is simple. Several theories hint towards the use of a primitive irrigation system, a network of canals and aqueducts that carried water from the Euphrates River right up to the gardens. But the most fascinating theory involves a device known as the Archimedes screw. Named after the famous Greek mathematician, this device is a large screw enclosed in a hollow pipe. When turned, the bottom end of the screw scoops up water, which is then pushed up the pipe with each subsequent turn. Imagine the sheer brilliance of the Babylonians, possibly using the Archimedes screw centuries before Archimedes himself. This could have allowed them to transport water uphill, against gravity, straight to the roots of the verdant plants adorning the Hanging Gardens. Yet, without concrete archaeological evidence, these remain theories, whispers of a bygone era's engineering prowess. So, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, a mystical wonder, a misnomer, or a lost piece of engineering brilliance? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, a story shrouded in mystery and intrigue. We've journeyed through the enigmatic wonder of these gardens, a marvel that has captivated imaginations for centuries. We've delved into the origins, exploring tales spun by ancient historians, each version more fascinating than the last. Our quest led us into the world of archaeology, where the very existence of these gardens is a riddle that refuses to be solved. The lack of physical evidence has only deepened the mystery, leaving us to wonder if these gardens ever graced the earth, or if they were simply a figment of tales and legends. Then there's the engineering enigma, a testament to the sheer genius of ancient civilizations. How could such a grand, lush spectacle be created in the heart of a desert? The answer remains elusive. Until the day we unearth more evidence, the Hanging Gardens will continue to hang in the balance of history and mystery,